Hello racers, and welcome to today's video. Today's video is Mini-B 7, which is the final video in the RTR Mini-B series. The goal of this series was to run an RTR Mini-B with as low cost as possible and race it against other brushed and brushless cars. The major upgrades that I did to the car were I upgraded the speed control, the battery, and the motor to keep up with the other brushless systems that race at our track. And it's a fitting end to this series to enter this car in a regional race that we're having in our city. So in this video, what we're going to do is show you how I prepare the car for that upcoming race. And the goal of this series will be to see if we can get this car on the podium. Maybe win it, but at least get on the podium of that regional race. Let's see if we can do it with brush motor and low cost electronics in an RTR car. So in this video, what we'll do, first I'll just show the changes that I plan. Then I won't bore you with putting them on the car and making the adjustments, but then we'll take a little quick video of the track and the facility. And then we'll take a look at the final changes that I made and the adjustments that I was done, and we can review that. And then I'll show the main video and see how well all this came together. So let's take a look at the changes I'm going to make front to back here. So in the front of the car, my plan is to update the springs. I've been doing some spring testing. You can see that these are a little different. I've been trying the RTR black springs. I've tried these Mini-B gold, and I've tried these RC18 springs. The thing with the springs is I've noticed the RTR were just slightly soft, and these ones seem to be slightly hard, so I'm still doing some adjustments there. I'm going to take the shocks apart, and I'm going to put some shims in the shocks. I got little 3mm plastic shims. What I noticed is that when it's fully extended, the spring is just kind of flopping in there. So I'm going to put a spacer in there to take up the slack. I am also going to do some roll center adjustments. I bought a little pack of roll center washers. Now these are associated 89278s. They're 2.6mm washers, and they're about 0.5mm thick. So I'm going to do some roll center adjustments by putting washers, underneath ball ends to change the roll center. And once I find a solution that works there, I'll show you what I did. We're going to keep the stock servo. But after a season of racing, you can see the front end is getting pretty sloppy. But we're going to keep that in there. Hopefully we got one more race left in the car. Now, speed control. This speed control is an ISDT ESC70. And the jury is out on that speed control. And I think I'm going to replace it with another speed control. We'll do a little video about that separately. What I find with this speed control is that it's doing some active braking when I come off throttle and try to coast. I always see the car twitching on track as it's applying some like drag brake or something. I have all the active drag and stuff turned off, but it's still doing it. So I think I'm gonna replace that if it comes in time. I'm gonna leave the battery. That has worked out great. One of these Urgin-X 1100s. They're a great working battery and only $12 on Amazon. And for the motor, I'm going to switch this motor. This is a Traxxas or a Latrax 7575X, a 28-turn 370 motor, and a 14-tooth pinion. I'm going to switch it to a Traxxas 7575R 370 motor. This is a 23-turn motor. We'll do a video on this separately too. This should be a little bit faster. This turns out to be a 5500 kV motor. This will be close to a 6000. And to mount it properly, I got a new motor mount from Spare Time Hobbies, the Latrax version of the motor mount. And what's the difference between a Latrax and any other? The Latrax version has the screw slots that you would mount the motor. They're 17 millimeters apart and able to take a 3 millimeter screw, which is what that does. Okay, so we got front to back there, and in the back I'm also going to put those spacers to also bring it a little bit lower. You can see I got the fan in there already, so I got lots of work to do. Oh, and in the back I'm going to switch the shock oil to 32.5 weight. Currently what's in it is 30 weight. But I notice when I push the car down, the back comes up quite a bit quicker and the front is quite a bit sluggish. See? So what I want to do is kind of even out the dampening of the car. So I'm going to just upgrade it just a little, just a bit over the 30 weight. And I'll probably leave those springs. So that's what we'll do. We got some adjustments to make, so I won't bore you with me making the changes, but if you like this kind of thing, click like. I'll put all the links to the things that I'm using in the description below. If you want to comment for the next video series, put a comment and subscribe to see more videos like this. So in the next part of the video, we'll be on location at the Maritime RC On-Road Championships. See you there. Okay, and we are back with a quick update on the Mini-B RTR. So I made those changes that we looked at in the first video. Put in the 7575R motor in the car, and I got terrible news to share. I took it to the track for a test day on club racing, just to double check everything was set properly, made sure the gearing was right. And this little motor, after about a couple of qualifiers, actually ground down, let out the smoke, and burned up. So now I'm in an awful mess where I had a lot of hope in this motor, where it was a little faster than the rest to keep up with the brushless. And now it's cooked. I'll do a little video. We'll do an autopsy on this motor, see what actually caused it to burn up. I think there's a problem between the speed control and the motors, where the speed control is always putting on some kind of brake, and it overheated the motor and it melted it right down. So that's the update. What I'm going to do is try to find an alternative brush motor for this. The 7575R looked to be the one, but when it smoked and burned up and we had to toss the car out the side window, we couldn't continue that race day. So I'll keep you updated. Next video, hopefully, I'll have sourced a new motor and I'll meet you at the track. Talk to you again. We're back for a quick update. We're 3 days before the championship race, and I was lucky enough that a replacement motor came in just in time. Now this is a very odd name, Road Tech motor, but it is the same size as a 270 or 370 or 280. It does take the 2 millimeter bore pinion, and one thing I noticed about it is that the magnets in those are incredible. As an example, here's the stock 280 motor, and here is the Road Tech 27 turn motor. Another little example, you can see that it is magnetic. See, it's able to move it. This is the magnets on this are super high torque. So hopefully this will be the answer for the championship race. Let's see in the following video. We'll see some footage of this thing running. And we're back again. So since the last video, we have completed the Maritime Championship indoor on-road race. And just wanted to review with you the changes I made to the buggy and let you know the results. So in the front, shocks all the way out bottom, all the way out top, and stock front links. About a degree of negative camber, so it leaned in about a degree. And the shocks all the way out and on top and bottom give a bit more rigidity. There's a little 3mm spacer inside the shock for the down droop. You can see it goes down just at a slight angle because we race on road and it didn't need a whole lot of droop for jumps and things. Other than that, the front's completely stock. We have the stock servo saver with, oh yeah, and by the way, 40 weight shock oil in the front and regular springs. Okay, standard servo. It survived a season of racing, but you can see quite a bit of slop in the steering. Probably only had 1 or 2 more races and that servo would need to be changed out. Next, we can see we got a little Tekin B1R. Now the little Tekin, I switched to that. I'll show you the box of it here. Here's the B1R. Mini scale racing RC. Hot wire. Now, I was complaining about the other speed control quite a bit. The ESC70 by ISDT. And the jury was out and the jury returned their verdict and it came back. It needed to be replaced. And this is a smooth little servo. 30 amp, brushed, and it worked perfect. And you can adjust these with little buttons on the front. You don't need a program card, or you can program it with the hot wire. I got it for $35. Came with a nice sticker sheet. So that was the big upgrade that we did. The motor, the Urginex 1100s, 35C. So that we've been using that the whole series. Now, motor. As we've been having this little conversation about the motor, the Latrax 7575R burned up in a day of racing, and I think it was because of the other speed control, always putting on some kind of brake all the time. So, in a big panic, I ordered in a Tamiya Sport Tune motor. Did a little motor test. There's a video on that. And this turned out to be about 16,000 RPM at 4 volt, which was about the speed of the 370 motor that Losi makes. So there's no benefit to that one. So I also ordered in this little, what I thought was going to be the best motor ever. A little 21 turn, changed the brushes, head bearings top and bottom. But the problem with this is that the motor shaft was way too small for way too short for the pinion to fit on. Because in a Losi Mini-B, the pinion does go on kind of this backwards way, and there's not enough shaft here to tighten the pinion down to. So we couldn't use it, and maybe that's a good thing anyway, because the magnets in this are so strong you could feel them pulling against the steel top gear, and it'll almost pull the fillings right out of your mouth, this little guy. So super, probably for some other RC this would be great, not for the Mini-B. And also the fan wouldn't spin. The little fan there with that other motor in it would not spin. The fan, just everything in there that was metal was attracted to it. You never seen a magnet like that in a car. Okay, so we went with the 7575X. This is a Latrax 7575X, and it was 20,000 RPM at 4 volt. So that's about a 4,500 kV motor, and that's what I went with. 15 tooth pinion. And it probably could have done more, but I was so scared of burning this little motor up at the big event that I didn't give it any more. Put a little fan from an ESC that I had, in the back. Shocks are all the way out, top and bottom. 32.5 weight in the rear, which was, I don't know, CST wise, 388. And the front is 40 weight shock oil, 500 CST. And that seemed to be a good balance. And also, it has the gear diff in it with the, probably all the grease is out of it. So that is the car. It handled great, as you'll see in the racing video after that follows. And pleased to present with some good luck and a good setup. This car finished second place against the brushless cars. As I say, some good luck there. As you can see in the video, some cars were struggling for steering and grip, but this handling on this was perfect. So it all came together after all those videos of and stress waiting for motors to come in, which never ever got used. It worked great. So that will end this RTR series with this video Mini-B 7. So I'm going to move on to a different series. I think we'll do something for off-road with a Mini-B. Probably one of the pro rollers. I'm thinking something a little different. We'll try out a pro roller maybe for in an off-road setup for off-road racing this summer. But if you want to see something like that, just put your ideas in the comments below what we should do for the next series. So if you like this type of thing, click like. If you have any comments for what we should have in the next series, or have any questions about the car, just put them in the comments below. And subscribe for more of our Mini-B series that we do, and lots of product reviews. So with that, we got a great video following of the race, where this placed second in the A main. And it's a really nice overhead view supplied by one of our club racers. So thanks, and we'll see you in the next video. Last update, I promise guys. But when I was doing the video editing, I mentioned in the video I was going to put in some shims for roll center changes. I get these Team Associated 89278s. They're about a 1/2 millimeter. They fit perfect. I put 2 of them underneath this rear ball stud, which raised this ball stud up 1 millimeter, which raised the roll center just slightly. But as you'll see in the video, it works perfect. The car rolls nice. The rear end is well planted. So I did that. And I also put in 3 millimeter spacers on the inside of the shock for the down travel, just like I did in the front, which gave about, and then I set the ride height for about 14 millimeters of ride height. Okay, so those are the other changes in case you guys had those questions. And back to the racing.
A-Maze number 116, buggy open. Drivers ready. Marshals ready. We go racing at the sound of the tone.
First.
All right, great start,
Second.
everyone.
Third. Fourth. Fifth.
We have Kyle up front, Mark second, Mark Eric third, Red Lock fourth,
First.
Rob fifth.
Second. Third. Fourth.
I need help.
First. Fifth. Second. Third. Fourth. First. Fifth. Second. Third. Fourth. First. Fifth. Second. Third. First. Fourth.
All right, we're a minute 18 in, and we have Kyle in front, Mark McKinnon second, Mark
Fifth.
Berry third, Red Lock
Second.
fourth, and Rob fifth.
Third. First. Fourth. After 1 minute 30 seconds, the top drivers are Kyle in first place, followed by Mark in second place, followed by Baird in third place, followed by Greg in fourth place, followed by Rob in fifth place. Fifth.
Greg making
Second.
up
First.
some time
Third.
on Mark Baird. We're going to battle for third here shortly.
First. Second. Third. Fourth.
Mark Baird is in the purple and white car. Greg is in the yellow car. That is your battle for third.
Fifth. First. Second. Third.
Mark is
Fourth.
upside down. Now we're going to three-way battle for third.
First. Fifth. Second.
Greg bounces all up to second
Third.
place.
Fourth.
We still have Tyler in front, Greg
First.
second. Mark
Fifth.
Baird third, Mark McKinnon fourth,
Second.
Rob fifth.
Third. Fourth. First.
Kyle with a comfortable
Fifth.
lead.
Second.
About half a track twist between second place Greg.
Third.
Kyle going
Fourth.
down the main straight now, just under the timing counter.
First. Fifth.
Kyle's coming up on lap traffic.
Second. After 3 minutes, the top drivers are Kyle in first place, followed by Greg in second place, followed by Mark in third place, followed by Baird in fourth place, followed by Rob in fifth place. Third. Fourth. First. Fifth. Second. First. Third. Fourth. Fifth. Second.
Minute or 3.5 minutes in, we have
First.
Kyle in front, Greg second, Mark third.
Third. Fourth.
Actually, we just had change
Fifth.
of position in third.
Second.
Mark McKinnon now third, Mark Gray fourth, and Rob fifth.
First. Third. Fourth. Fifth. Second.
Kyle on 18 laps. Greg, Mark, and Rob all on
First.
17.
Third. Fourth. 2 minutes left. Fifth.
Close out
Second.
between Mark Baird and Rob Boulier for fourth and fifth.
First. Third. Fourth. Second. Fifth.
Minute 40 to go,
First.
drivers, minute 40.
Third. Fourth. Second. After 4 minutes 30 seconds, the top drivers are Kyle in first place, followed by Greg in second place, followed by Mark in third place, followed by Baird in fourth place, followed by Rob in fifth place. First. Fifth. Third. Fourth. Second. First. Fifth. Third. Fourth. Second. First. Third. Fifth. 1 minute left.
We got a minute left to go, drivers. Kyle in front, Greg second, Mark third.
Fourth. Second.
Kyle 24 laps.
First.
Greg
Third.
and Mark on 23.
Fifth.
Kyle on pace for 30 laps.
Second. Fourth. Third.
Fast time
First.
by Mark McKinnon at a 7:10.
Second.
All right, less than half a minute to go. We're at 5:34.
First. Fifth.
20 seconds to go, drivers. Kyle in front, Greg second.
Second.
Your battle is between Greg and Mark, both on
First.
25 laps. Second and
10.
third.
Fourth. 9. Fifth. 8.
That's been
7. 6. 5. 4. 3. Second. 2. 1. First.
Keep driving, keep racing.
Fourth Baird done with a 26 lap 603.4 result. Fifth Rob done with a 26 lap 603.9 result. Third Mark done with a 27 lap 606.6 result.
And that's
Second
everyone.
Greg done with a 28 lap 609.6 result.
Great race, drivers.
First Kyle done with a 30 lap 611.3 result. All drivers are finished. The race is completed.
Kyle for TQ and winner of your A main 116 Mini-B open, Greg second, Mark McKinnon third. Great job, drivers.